Hi there, everyone. It is currently the 7th of September 2014, making this update right around 8 a.m. Japan Standard Time, about 00 Universal Standard Time, so during the early morning hours. And well, today we are continuing to watch two areas that show the potential of becoming tropical storm Fengshen. Now, both of these are out here in the Western Pacific. Both of them are forecasted by JMA to become a tropical storm sometime on Sunday. But which one will become first? Well, my opinion is this one just off the eastern seaboard of Okinawa. Likely this is going to become the stronger of the two. A lot of numerical guidance really pushes towards that. And also it is one that is rapidly developing much faster. Now, we also do have another one in the South China Sea, though. That is going to be bringing some scattered showers across Hainan and possibly over towards Hong Kong. Good news, both of these are moving away from the Philippines. So if you are out here and you're worried about this, it does look like you're not going to be seeing a direct impact. You are going to be looking at some moisture inflow. I'll get on that in a second, but let's talk about our storm system off Okinawa. There is some good news for our friends on the islands out here. It does look like those rain showers have tapered off for Okinawa Hanto. Back on Saturday evening, heavy rain and flood warnings were actually issued because you just saw that persistent moisture throughout the day. Actually, let's take a look at the past 24-hour rainfall accumulation. Now, this is across all of Japan, not just Okinawa, but you can see Miyagi Island, 145 millimeters. Some areas right on Okinawa Hanto, over 100 millimeters of rainfall. But Kagoshima Prefecture actually has seen the most, 213 millimeters of precipitation in the past 24 hours alone. While it does look like more rainfall is actually going to be coming down out here for Kagoshima, much of Kyushu for that matter, so the threat of flooding is going to be switching from Okinawa and off there towards the northeast as this storm system needs to track off in that direction. Now, there is some good news with this. It's losing a lot of its tropical characteristics, and what I mean by that, you have your low-level center right here, but look where all the convection is. It's pushing off there towards the northeast and around down towards the south, and what you see here is kind of front setting up, and you have that dry air wrapping in around it. That's very typical for a westerly type of storm, not this cyclonic circular type of storm that you would see farther down towards the south into lower latitudes. So that's the good news with this. Don't expect this to become some sort of typhoon. Bad news is the wind field is going to be expanding, and we are still going to be seeing these scattered showers and gusty winds along coastal areas of mainland Japan. Direct landfall really does seem unlikely, and the reason is you have this frontal area right here, which has been bringing those heavy showers across much of Japan, actually, the past 24 to 48 hours. Even right now, I look out my window here in Tokyo, we're looking at some heavy rain showers. But this is acting like a wall with this storm system, and that's going to keep it off the coastline. This is going to follow into that lower pressure, and that way it's not going to be making landfall Japan, even if it does develop into our next named storm system. Remember, I'm making this at 8 a.m. Japan Standard Time, so this may be already Tropical Storm Fengshen by the time you watch this video update. Or it could be the next name on the list, which that depends on if our South China Sea storm gets named first. So let's take a look at the forecast, though. Sunday and the Monday, this stays offshore, switches off there towards the northeast, following along that stationary boundary. The Izu Islands, just off the coastline, though, and there's a few islands out here, about 10 to 20,000 people live on them. You are going to be getting impacted by likely tropical storm strength winds. Immediate coastal areas, I'm talking about those of you across Chiba Prefecture, even over towards Yokosuka, you can be seeing some gusty winds out here. Actually, let's take a look at the winds over Chiba Prefecture, and what you see by Monday night into, well, Tuesday morning is winds around 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. So it is going to be pretty breezy. That's sustained. Gusts could be even upwards about highs 50 to 60 kilometers per hour, especially right near immediate coastal locations before the storm system starts to track off there towards the northeast, giving way to some, well, clearer weather. But the big thing is temperatures are actually going to be dropping for those of you across much of Japan. Actually, only looking at highs into the mid-20s and lows into the teens. So that's going to be one thing coming out from this storm system as it pushes by. Big thing is that it is wrapping those cooler air, that cooler temperatures around from the north around the western periphery of this storm system as it passes by. So that's one thing actually I do want to know. Even though it's tropical, it is going to be bringing in some cooler weather for those of you across Japan. Let's switch gears, though, and talk about what is going on down here towards the south. It is our other tropical system. Now, this is it's tropical depression at this time as well. Take a look at the latest warning from the Japan Meteorological Agency. Moving off towards the northwest, making landfall around Hainan, southern Guangdong, and basically the same track as you remember Ramasun took here a few months ago, except this is much weaker. Tropical depression at this time, winds 30, gusting up to 45 knots. They expect it to become a tropical storm by Monday morning. Most numerical guidance really is not there with this storm system. We can go back to our ECMWF outlook. It does show this storm system developing. It is in a low steering flow environment, so it's not moving very fast. But the big thing is, look at the winds. It's not there. It's going to be some breezy conditions. The big thing, some scattered rain showers across Hainan. Hong Kong could even see a few storms erupt. But as far as this storm compared to the recent weather events you have been seeing across southern China, which has brought some severe flooding, I don't really see it happening here. I think the bigger thing is going to be coming out of this is that flow of moisture around the southern periphery. We talked about this yesterday, and that's going to bring the threat of flooding across southern portions of the Indochina Peninsula and into the Philippines because of the enhanced monsoon, the Habagat, which is something that is going to be occurring as this does continue to develop. So yeah, that's something that we're going to watch here through the coming days. Take a look at the long-range model outlook. I do want to mention one more thing. As far as the tropics are concerned, yes, we still have these two storm systems. This one stays weak, moves on shore. We have our other one moving south of Japan by midweek. That'll be out of the picture. So these two storm systems, of course, are the big topic. But let's look ahead. By next weekend, we may have another storm system coming in from the east, all the way out there towards well, basically Micronesia. I mean, this one's way out there. NavGem also picking up on this storm system, possibly developing and moving off towards the west. The big thing, though, is that the Westpac high, as normal with El Nino years, is way off here towards the east. So if this develops so far east, there's nothing to keep it south. I mean, I remember last year with Hainan, remember that tracked in this direction, but that was because the Westpac Ridge was built in like that. That is not the case right now. This is really far removed back towards the east. Troughing is continuing to dig down like that. So any storm systems developing out here should recurve even into the long range well out to sea and not have any impact on land. So good news with that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe out there. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can always post them down there in the comment box below. I always appreciate your feedback. And as always, yeah, have a great day.